But
Yeah, he
anyway,
got
like
burnt.
before we get out of here, so look, we watched the Niners. We've seen them all offseason, 2 preseason games, a lot of injuries, nothing season ending, but they're definitely limping to week 1.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, we watched the Seahawks last night against the Chiefs. It was just a preseason game, but my impression of the Seahawks are they're ready. They're a younger team. They're healthy. They're ready. I don't know if they're going to beat the Niners, but they're ready to play that game. Are you concerned about the Niners' readiness for week 1?
I'm not concerned because I have us losing week 1. But they look ready. They had over 260 yards on the ground before the game was over. And this is what you love to see about a team in preseason. And I know people love to say, oh, the score doesn't matter. Yes, I get it. Winning a preseason game in the context of the score does not matter. I get it. However, being able to kind of have an under the hood perspective of a team on all phases of what they have, you get to see a team's depth. And they continuously kept whooping the Chiefs' ass the entire game with every unit that they kept putting out on the field. Everybody from their running backs unit scored or either had over 35 yards. The quarterbacks were executing. They were all running. Backup offensive linemen, they were still getting pushed. Defenses were flying all over the place. Nicky Mawarmi, dog, he is a problem.
Good. And that offensive lineman they drafted in round 1, Gray Zabel.
Gray Zabel.
Best offensive lineman they've had in a while.
Stop. Hey, I get it. I love my Niners, but don't fake the funk. You ain't got a lot to kick it. The Seahawks look good. They look good.
Like the Niners core is probably better than the Seahawks core. It's more established and more highly paid, but your football team isn't a core. You're not a basketball team. It's the whole team. And to me, the Seahawks look younger, fresher, healthier, faster, all of that. And so here's the thing with them. The Seahawks have always been a good organization. They draft well. They have a good front office, but they sort of became Pete Carroll's toy. And his
pause.
He just fell apart. Yeah, pause. He fell apart. They haven't really had good scheme on offense and defense in a long time. Mike McDonald comes in. All of a sudden last year, their defense is cutting edge. Great scheme. But his offensive coordinator stunk. Now he fires that guy, Grubb, who's back in Alabama. He's a college guy. Brings in Clint Kubiak, who was the quintessential NFL offensive coordinator. I mean, his dad, Gary, is really good coach. Mike Shanahan's guy. Now it seems like they're up to date schematically to go along with their pretty good front office. It's a team to watch.
They're running our shit.
They really are.
They're running our shit. We're going to have another team who we're going to have to watch beat our ass with our own shit. It happened last year, all right, especially with Green Bay. Remember when we watched Green Bay last year and just the ingenuity of the offense was like, dog, we have not seen any of these runs all year coming out of it. Like you saw somebody utilize Kyle's own offense better than him, and he stands to have that happen again week 1.
Let me tell you something about Clint Kubiak. I don't know if he's better than Kyle, but to me, there is a difference between the Kubiaks and the Shanahans.
Yeah.
And the thing about Mike is that he had Gary as his offensive coordinator forever. So they were kind of linked. But when you see Kyle without a Kubiak, I feel like he's a wide receiver and he gets in these pass first, pass happy modes. When his system that his dad and Gary built is a run first system. Then you look at Clint, that dude is so committed to running the ball.
Yes, he is.
So committed to running the ball. And if the Niners are going to win week 1, Alfred Collins, CJ West, Michael Williams better have a huge games.
And he just doesn't spam inside and outside zone. They get it done in so many different other ways. That's what really kills me about Kyle is that it's like, all right, dude, we get it. You get inside and outside zone, and it works. That's why schematically you have an advantage. But you're not supposed to just use it so mundanely. Like, come on, bro. Mix it up. Like, what are you doing? It just needs to do more. I'm looking to see what they do with the offense.
Look, week 1, they should have Trent. They should have all of their core, except for Brandon Ayuk. But will they have a backup running back? Will they have Dominic Pooney? Will they have Renardo Green? Will they have Upton Stout? There's a lot to be concerned about for the 49ers. If they lose week 1, it's not the end of the world. They'll have New Orleans the week after that. But when they talk about taking lumps, that could be week 1. And I think the one thing that Niner fans feel confident about in this matchup is Sam Darnold. You know, he sees ghosts. He doesn't have a lot of pocket presence. But I think one thing that was interesting about the way Clint Kubiak used him in this game was It was a lot of rolling out of the pocket and getting the ball out of his freaking hands real quick. Like, I don't need you standing in the pocket
Ball
going through
out.
3 progressions because you're not good at it. Let's roll you out to the right, throw a 5-yard pass. Let's roll you out to the left, throw a 5-yard pass until they can stop it. Let's keep it real easy. I like that.
Me too. I mean, being able to have Sam Darnold here for a year to sit back and actually learn the offense, then take it on the road in Minnesota, and then finally have it again. This is, don't look now, but this is essentially Sam Darnold's 3rd year in this offense. Okay.
It's true.
So nothing has really changed for him. And being able to actually just tweak a couple of things, be a little bit more steadfast on the run, which with the 49ers, we know that we get away from the run. With Minnesota, by personnel, you couldn't go that hard on the run because they don't have the personnel that we had. And then you got a guy like Jay Jetta who demands the ball, right? But he may have found his sweet spot with Seattle, where they're super committed to running the ball. They're young enough to run the ball, quarter in and quarter out. So that's another thing about a run team, is that you can't be an old run team. It doesn't match. You got to keep young guys in there to keep that thing going. And that's our problem.
Also, one more thing about the Seahawks, and we'll get off them. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba's a good player. I think he's improving, and I think these Ohio State wide receivers are really good. And the Niners have never drafted one. They've drafted Ohio State guys they've drafted the last 10 years are like Carlos Hyde, Nick Bosa, and Trey Sermon. They should not only draft a wide receiver from Ohio State, they should hire Brian Hartline. Remember, he was in the NFL. He went to Ohio State. He's been the wide receiver coach there for like 7-8 years. He's doing something right. I'm just saying, I see neither here nor there. But I noticed it seems like all these Ohio State wide receivers are money in the NFL. I can't think of the last one who wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I do recognize is that the Niners love to go local when they bring in kind of like their
Arizona State
guys. Yeah, like,
Utah,
UCLA, Utah,
UCLA.
BYU, and that's cool. But I would like to see the Niners kind of get like a pipeline. That's kind of leaning more to what you're talking about. And really, if you get a
not only would I draft that, I would hire Brian Hartline. That dude is good.
Well, I thought that they were trying to do that in a sense when they had that defensive coordinator from UCLA was up for possible interviewing at that time. It's like one of the things that's smart about grabbing those college guys is that they do keep you on the next wave of what's happening.
Yeah. Baby Radiant says Niners are so thin at every position. Yeah. Did any running backs hit 25 miles an hour? No, it's never happened in the NFL, but that was funny when Kyle said that the other day.
It was so funny.
Dangerous Dave says, why Trey looks so good? Niners go 8-9, Firebrick and Kyle. Trey played tonight, is 6 for 13 for 112 yards, also ran 4 times for 25 yards. He's not exactly lighting it up, but the thing about Trey that I think is smart from the way they're trying to develop him over there, they're not trying to make him like be this efficient, prolific passer. It's just like, let's start with you not turning the ball over. Don't lose the game. And I think he's in 3rd preseason game, he hasn't made any big mistakes, which is, the Harbaugh can win without his quarterback being the focal point. So just don't lose the game like Herbert did in that playoff game.
I just think Trey's career is a sacrificial lamb for pointing out that the NFL needs a developmental league.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, if he had been 3 years younger and COVID hadn't happened and he could have transferred and he would have stayed in school, he would have left North Dakota. He could have gone from North Dakota State instead of the NFL. He could have gone to Michigan, played 1 year for Harbaugh.
He'd have been
before JJ McCarthy was a starter, won the national championship. I mean, he could have done all of that. And it's just, he would have if he were 3 years younger.
Yeah.
So anyway, Nakfa says Grant got some swag. I like the chain. Thank you very much. Just enough. Just enough. Who has more swag, me or Ricky P? White boy swag.
White boy swag.
White boy swag.
That's so gay.
Okay, with that one, thanks for watching, everyone. I gotta get home. I gotta fly back to the Bay. Coach, thank you for joining me on this. Was a lot of fun. Good stuff.
It was, man. Love being back on, dog.
All right, man. See you guys.
Peace.